so this is Adults Playing with Toys. We are, I'm here with my friend Mike LoCicero,
Hi.
director Mike LoCicero, and here this is gonna be the pilot episode. We're gonna try this out, and the premise here is I'm gonna bring in an adult and I'm force them to play with toys that they played with when they were a kid. You know, I obviously still play with them all the time.
There's no forcing here.
Yeah, right.
I'm happy to do it. This is amazing.
So, and we'll see if it's fun. Maybe we'll do more, or maybe whatever. Anyway, so Mike, thanks for joining me. You played with G.I. Joe when you were a kid?
Yes. So I have to preface this with it's been a while, and so I've already been asking Mark here many of the names of these characters because I can't remember most of them except the main. Obviously Slaughter here, and I used to play with Jinx a lot.
I will just answer smugly whenever you don't know anybody's name. Just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You don't really know?
Judging.
I can't remember? Come on. You remember?
I'm such a poser. I loved G.I. Joes though. G.I. Joe, Transformer, Ninja Turtles. I played with them all, but I.
Okay, so those the big. What was the big like?
Those were the top three.
Okay.
Those were definitely the top three. I probably was mostly G.I. Joe and Transformer, and I kind of like transitioned over to Ninja Turtles at some point. But I had mostly G.I. Joes, I think.
Yeah, I figure like Ninja Turtles was you're a little younger than I am, and Ninja Turtles like I feel like it came out sort of like when I was like heading out of I was heading into high school.
Yeah.
So you were probably like Ninja Turtles might have been like really big for you, right? Like at that point.
Yeah.
I was like I shouldn't have played with Ninja Turtles at the point, like because I was like in high school.
A little too old.
I should have been trying to like get laid and shit, and I wasn't. I was like going to the KB store buying the Ninja Turtles.
Hanging out with Michelangelo.
yeah.
Donatello.
So I was a little into Ninja Turtles, but Ninja Turtles was never like it was never that big.
Yeah.
Transformers was huge. I mean,
that
was your number one, right?
Yeah, Transformers and G.I. Joe were especially when I was younger. Well, I watched like all the TV shows too, but I think that was more the Ninja Turtle phase was more watching the show than having all the toys. I had mostly G.I. Joes and Transformers.
Oh yeah.
The Transformers I had like the one that turns into the big city, and like.
Oh yeah.
I remember. A lot of Christmas mornings trying to figure out how to put them together, and my family being like, trying to look at the directions and everything, and then I'd be like, here it is. I'd have it, and I didn't even, just figured it out. But
back then they were like, all right, I brought one Transformer here.
Yeah.
All right. There we go.
Oh.
It's my,
is that Soundwave?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, baby.
It's my personal favorite.
Yeah, absolutely.
But back then they had the Transformers, like they didn't move that well. Actually, Soundwave always moved kind of well.
Yeah.
It was always one of my favorites to play with. I also just love the, ejecting cartridges.
The laser beam popping
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Laser beak Ravage. And,
yeah.
And he moved kind of well. I think and then the rest of them didn't move well at all. Like there was like two of them that could move, and the rest of them were just like blocky. Now they move like. Have you seen any of the new Transformers?
It's crazy. Yeah. I recently bought my son. They have like these newer ones that are bigger, but they're like the old school look. Because they have all those new ones now that don't even really look like the Transformers that we grew up with. But they have this kind of, they have broke them up into all these different classes and everything. But it's basically like the old school look from the cartoon, but they're bigger and easier to transform. And I bought him a Starscream, and that thing was so cool to play with. But my kids, they I don't know if they were a little young or they're just lazy, but they'd be like, here, can you turn this into a plane? Just constantly, all right, make them back into a guy.
But if you get the new ones that are from the movie, they look unbelievable.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And they move really well. They're really fun to play with in robot form, but they legitimately take a half an hour to transform.
Absolutely.
Like you can't do it.
Yeah, I was working on it I was like, all right, just give me a minute, please. I got it. Yeah.
I got my kids because my kids I was like, I'm always trying to get them to get into what I'm into. Like they just want Legos. They don't give a shit about GI Joe or like they'll play. Like they enjoy it. I bring it out and they're like, oh, this is fucking awesome. My dad's got all these toys. We can play with them. But they're not into it. The mythology is not a big deal to them.
No.
There's no cartoon that kind of promote it or anything.
Exactly.
Same with Transformers. They haven't seen Transformers movies or anything. So, but that was like
we
they were kind of like, I think I want a Transformer. I was like, all right, oh, that's what you're getting. I bought him like 7 Transformers, and I bought him like ones I wanted, because I secretly wanted them. And then I get them, and I'm like, I had to watch like 4 YouTube videos to figure out how to transform one, and then I give it to my kid, and he's like. And he's like, I wanted to be a robot form. I'm like, all right. I watched like 4 YouTube videos. I bring it back. I'm like,
yeah, you're like out of breath. I gotta take a break.
You're mentally exhausted.
Yeah, it's like a puzzle.
Sad.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then he's like, okay, now it needs to become a car again. I'm like,
as soon as you get it into robot form, they immediately want you to go back and make it a car. It's like you're just spending the entire time.
Which makes sense. That's how you play with them.
Yeah.
But the new ones, you can't do that. You can't, so there's like a weird trade-off where the other ones are these like weird blocky, barely moving.
Well,
except for the Soundwave. Soundwave is amazing.
Yeah. I bought the Constructicons for my son for Christmas one year. So, he create Devastator, and that was like, he thought it was amazing, but it was just exactly what you just said. It was just constantly like, okay, can you make it the big guy now? Put them all together. I'm like, yeah. I know. You please.
You're the child.
That's too much work. Yep. But with these, you don't have to worry about all that. You can just create these awesome battle scenes and, have a lot of fun. And you got the toys and the tanks.
His tank. That's his tank.
His tank? Okay.
Yeah.
We got Shipwreck here, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I remember Shipwreck. I remember most of the main ones, and for some reason Jinx always stuck out. I know I had the Jinx toy, so I remember Jinx. Of course, Slaughter and Destro, and and we got the 2 different Cobra Commanders here. Yep,
there you got uncircumcised, circumcised. That's how I like to. He can't have the hood anymore. Did you know that? He's not allowed.
Really?
Not allowed. Yeah, it's racist.
Well,
because he looks like a Ku Klux Klan
member,
apparently.
Like a Klans member. Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't look. It's not a pointy hood.
I know.
It's just he's a blue hood.
And
anyway,
it's blue. Yeah. Well, I honestly always preferred this one anyway because the big. Mirrored dome was always like really creepy.
I think I liked the hood because he is kind of creepy and scary in the hood. It's just like rather than I just like him being just the sociopath.
Sure, I think I preferred this because he almost didn't seem human when he was in this because his voice, like Cobra Commander's voice, was awesome. It was always so like, and just seeing him where you don't see any kind of human element with him wearing that mask. That I always saw the eyes behind, so it was like, all right, it's just like you said, it's just this sociopath behind mask wearing a racist hood.
That's how I like it.
I prefer the racist.
I like it.
Clans.
I mean, I don't think you gotta wonder, like, does Cobra invite diversity? You know what I mean? I don't see a lot of black cobras. There's a couple. There's a couple in the cartoon. There's like one black cobra.
Yeah, right?
I
know we had Roadblock on the good guys, right?
Well, the good guys are really, it's like actually the most diverse.
Pretty diverse, yeah.
The most diverse toy, or even compared to now when like everybody's up your ass with diversity every 20 seconds.
Sure.
Pretty much G.I. Joe is always the most diverse.
Do we know what nationality Destro was?
Well, in the cartoon, Destro is like definitely black.
Yeah.
But like he's not black because he's Scottish, and there's like 0.0001% of people in Scotland are black, and his chest is very clearly a white man.
Yeah,
that's cartoon. It's a black guy's voice.
Yeah.
But it's just like he's a black guy. He doesn't have a Scottish accent either. That'd be amazing. They should have had him like at least run the Scottish accent.
Yeah,
but
totally.
But yeah, like a lot of people be like, "This was black, right?" I'm like, I get it. He's got, because the voice that we all know, he's a black man.
Yeah.
Just like Panthro from Thundercats.
Badass.
Also black.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Huh.
Sure, he's a cat. There's no, and he's like gray or blue. He's black. I don't care what you say.
no colors when you're a cat.
Yeah.
You could be
No, he's a black. We all know. He comes out, he starts talking, you're like, that's a black man.
Yeah.
You know, he starts swinging some nunchucks. You're like,
that's a badass black
he
man
is
right
badass.
there.
He's like a roadblock, you know? So anyway, speaking of which, this is Tiger Force Roadblock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tiger Force is like they got lazy and started repainting shit. And Tiger Stripes. And, man, it's Roadblock.
Cool.
One of the favorites. Definitely one of the favorite characters.
Oh, this was another Cobra Commander, right?
Yeah.
I forgot about this
That
version.
is that's like mech suit. Oh. Yeah, he's got like the
Yeah, so we gotta all hang out together over here and fight to the death on who is the true Cobra Commander.
Let's see, who else do you remember? You remember this guy? This is another favorite character. You're familiar with Dr. Mindbender. This is Dr. Mindbender.
I do.
Okay.
I do. I would not have been able to just tell you the name, but now it's starting to come back.
He's basically the mad scientist of Cobra. He created Serpentor.
Oh, yeah.
That's Serpentor. That's Serpentor.
Okay.
This is when G.I. Joe jumps the shark a little bit, starts getting a little silly.
Yeah.
You know, but Mindbender's great because he's just like massively jacked, shirtless with a cape and a monocle. He's just like the weirdest.
Yeah. What a combination. He's a geeky scientist.
Why would you? Why would you do? How did this happen? One of the things that I love about G.I. Joe is the cards, right? File cards.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you get into lore here, and there's like weird shit about every character. Like, every character has this like weird. So he was a dentist, and he started experimenting with on himself for like pain. So a way of like tempering pain. Created like a device, and it like screwed his head up, and that's how he became a mad scientist. Wow, it's kind of cool, right?
Yeah,
good lore.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you know all that just from watching the show, or is this because you've been getting up on the cards and?
Oh, I read all the cards. Yeah, I was obsessed.
Up on your backstories.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
I read the comic book. I read the cards.
Yeah.
You know, I watched the cartoon.
You were a true.
True
Joe.
Oh,
unlike me, you know, I played the shit out of these toys when I was a kid. I promise you. All right.
But then you stopped.
Yeah. And I moved on to, you know.
I did not, clearly. As you can tell.
Transitioned over to Ninja Turtles and then video games and, you know.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But now I'm back. I'm here. I'm ready.
I never transitioned.
Never.
I honestly did buy toys. I always bought toys. I kind of slowed. Like, when did you stop? When was you like, it's time to put away toys, time to put away childish things?
See, I'm so bad with like knowing what age I was when things fizzled out. But yeah, I do. I remember being like, you know, mom making me, you know, clean house and get rid of things that I don't play with anymore. And it was hard to part ways, you know, because you have this collection. And now knowing how, you know, like these things are like antiques and they're you know, I should have kept all my stuff is basically. It's like, you know, they were in great condition. There's no reason to. I'm sure I like gave them to the Goodwill or something, or you know.
You could have, they're worth like, you know, some of these things are worth.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not worth that much money. It's not like you're gonna be like.
No.
It's not like I sold all these. I'd be like living large and shit.
And they were all out of the box. You know, I didn't.
They're all out of the box. We get
collector's edition in the box mint stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but they'd be worth something. I mean,
yeah.
Whatever.
They were all full of dirt and, you know, from playing outside. But I would I'd have like the hose and I'd create little lakes and stuff and, you know, have them, you know, like I really went all out with it. And I'd have all these sound effects and them talking. And I swear to God, like I could have wrote scripts.
Yeah.
I should have filmed them.
Nice. So that's what you do now, right? So it's
that's now we're playing with toys but live action, real life stories that we create, right?
Yeah. We talking about the movie a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So if you like thrillers, the thriller / drama, Mark and I we made our first feature under our production company JL Pictures, and our first feature is The Killers Next Door, which is out right now streaming.
You can see it anywhere. It's on YouTube, Tubi, Amazon, pretty much everywhere. Voodoo, all these places.
Yeah, you'll find it, and I think it's a fun one. It's got some good suspense, some action. It's funny, a little bit of everything in there. We shot it up in New Hampshire and Rhode Island. For our first feature, I think we knocked it out of the park. So you should check it out and let us know what you think.
Yeah. So what made you? Mike wrote and directed The Killers Next Door. I helped. I produced with Mike. What made you decide to make Killers Next Door?
I still love. Almost as much as G.I. Joes. I love true crime shows and the true crime genre in general. And my family has a cabin up in New Hampshire, and I knew I'd be able to take advantage and shoot there. So I kind of already had the backdrop laid out, and then kind of just took many different ideas and influences from different true crime shows and thriller films that I have always loved, and just created a story that I've always been interested in more, the antagonist's backstory in those kind of films, and like what makes them tick.
Right.
And so, we kind of centered it around the villains in this film. And, we follow their path until they cross paths with a married couple who's just up at their family's cabin for a weekend getaway, and hilarity ensues.
More like horror and violence. That's one, honestly, going back to G.I. Joe. All things do it for me.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I love about G.I. Joe is like the villains are really the more. I mean, I'm like hair more. I'm really into G.I. Joe. I like Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
But I'm a hair more into Cobra. And like all the villains, like just like in Killers Next Door, the heroes are not. I mean, the villains are not. They're not like pure villains. They're not pure evil.
No.
They're like real complex guys. Like you play one of them. He's like not even that bad of a guy. He just kind of gets caught up. The other guy is like a complete scumbag. He's like a Dreadnok, basically.
Sure, yeah.
He would be
the
guy played by David Pridemore, who would make a great Dreadnok.
He would.
The Dreadnoks. You remember the Dreadnoks?
Yes.
Yeah, they're like they're basically like white trash. Not from America, but white trash from all around like the world. Like this is Torches from I think he's Welsh. Buzzer here is British.
Buzzer, yeah, I remember.
And so a lot of them are they mostly come from Australia. They come from Zartan's from Australia. But they're like what I love about it is they're like very complex. There are very complex characters within the villains. They're not all evil. In fact, really the only one who Cobra Commander is like a stone cold sociopath. But pretty much, I'm talking about the comic book. Like Destro's really complex. Like he's an honorable guy. Mm-hmm. He like respects G.I. Joe. He's like very deeply in love with the Baroness.
Oh yeah,
and she loves him back. So and he's just out for himself. You know what I mean? He's a pimp. What are you gonna do?
So
What's the guy gonna do? He's out for himself.
Hey baby.
Yeah.
Remember me?
Right. So that's why I love that like. And it was like that was like really honestly of all of the toys that I think we played with, it was really the only one, maybe the one with a real complex villain. You know what I mean? Like Skeletor's Skeletor.
Sure.
Were you in He-Man at all?
A little bit.
Not
yeah.
Yeah. Megatron's evil. He's just evil.
Yeah, pure evil incarnate. Yeah.
Zartan, he's complex. Destro's complex. Even Cobra Commander, he's a sociopath, but he's complex. He's not. That's what I like. One of the things that really fascinated me early on was to see this. It's like really Destro's more like he's just a capitalist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just believes in capitalism. He deals his arms. He wants to build a better life for himself, and he's he's in love with the Baroness. He protects her, just like we all protect our own, right?
We can relate to that.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
he's not evil. He's he's complex.
Yeah.
Most of us, frankly.
And
that's what I love. Yeah. So it's similar to
he's got some
Killer's
self-esteem.
What's that?
He's got some self-esteem issues with this silver dome. It's like,
well, it's a tradition. He has to wear it.
Why? What was the tradition?
So, as you remember from the cartoon, in a very the cartoon, this episode, we go to Destro's hometown in Scotland, and we go back in time. We find out that Destro's earliest relative, right, his great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather was an arms dealer. He was dealing at both sides. He was like playing. And so they took a mask, and like an iron mask, and they branded it on his face, right? And so now all the Destro clan wear the mask when they're in public at all times. It's like a tradition.
Oh, wow.
That's why he wears the mask, and he never shows his face. The only time he shows his face is to the Baroness. He finally shows.
That's almost like a Guy Fawkes kind of.
Yeah, right. It's pretty cool.
I like that.
He's so yeah, he has to wear.
I did not know that.
Man is not shy. I mean, look at that chest hair.
I know.
He's just
he's letting it all out. He like you said, he looks like a pimp.
He's a pimp.
Yeah.
He is a pimp.
Yeah. Get up here, buddy.
I mean, I love the design. The design of Destro is just like one of the greatest things ever.
Yeah.
It's like total badass black leather. Beryllium steel helmet. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that shit. Fist.
You could almost say Destro is your spirit animal.
But then he like wears a fucking chest open and a medallion, like a pin, like. Really cool.
Oh, and so you mentioned Snake Eyes earlier. Wasn't, if my memory serves me, didn't Snake Eyes kind of like bounce back and forth? Like wasn't he kind of like switch sides sometimes? No?
Storm Shadow.
It was Storm Shadow. All right.
Yeah, there we go. Let's see.
Okay.
There it is, Storm Shadow.
Oh, yeah. All right.
So the whole deal was
Getting my ninjas mixed up.
That was the 80s was like the decade of the ninja, pretty much,
Yeah.
right? It was all about ninjas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Storm Shadow was Snake Eyes, sword brother. Mm-hmm. And then he basically, for a little time, we thought he killed, like he brings Snake Eyes into the Arashikage clan, right? And then Snake Eyes is better than him, though, slightly, right?
Yeah.
And so he gets jealous. And Snake Eyes is like poised to maybe take over, and he gets jealous. So the theory is that he kills. He's trying to kill Snake Eyes with an arrow, but he actually kills his uncle, the Hard Master, instead. And then he's banned. But the truth is, he did not do it. He actually Zartan did it, and now he's actually
bastard.
And he's actually infiltrating Cobra to try and figure out who killed the Hard Master so he can get revenge. So that he's actually one of the most complex characters.
I was going to say, I love a good revenge story.
Yeah. He's got one of what's awesome about him, he's got this crazy arc where it's like he goes through all this insane lengths to be, he's just like he kills everybody and anything he can to get revenge. So he's like he's not good.
Yeah.
But he's also like, he's just trying to get revenge. And then finally he switches sides. But he's always like a little bit too complex.
Sure.
He's always like, you don't know what he's going to do. You can't really trust him. Like you can trust him. Like he's not going to betray you, but you can't trust that he's not just going to slaughter innocent people to get his way.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? Like he's an awesome character because of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He's one of the best characters. That's why most of the movies like completely blow their depiction of him, because they hire a martial artist guy to be Storm Shadow, and he's just like a martial artist. He's not good. The last movie, did you see the Snake Eyes movie?
No.
Oh, don't.
No.
Yeah, it's not terrible. But
really?
but he's really good in it.
Yeah?
He's like, they got Andrew Koji who's from the show Warrior.
Oh yeah,
which is really good. Have you watched that? It's really good. I haven't watched much of it, but
no, I haven't seen all of it.
He's very good. He plays him, and it's like a very good version of that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I get it, man. Who wouldn't be jealous of Snake Eyes? Mm-hmm. Snake Eyes is badass.
He's got Scarlet.
Yeah.
So he's in love with Scarlet. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's the notoriously the favorite of the sculptor is Scarlet because he liked to sculpt the ladies.
I like to sculpt
Ron
the ladies.
Rudat, yeah, he was the first artist, sorry, not sculptor, but the artist that created most of the designs in the first 7 or 8 years, something like that. Is Ron Rudat, but he was a big fan of the ladies.
Okay. Oh yeah, I gotta start watching some old school G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
The movie I remember loving, especially.
Oh yeah.
I was always way into Nemesis Enforcer.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the ultimate bad guy that not kind of like what you're saying about like Cobra Commander, like total like pure evil. There's nothing, there's no
complexity.
Yeah. But with a lot of fun. And no one could stop him either. It was just like, total, I don't know, super. Didn't he have, he had like super strength. He wasn't like
he's
normal.
huge. He's like much
monster.
bigger than a normal human being.
Yeah.
He also had those like blades that come out of his like elbows.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And these wings, like massive wings.
Yep.
And did you have the Cobra Law set?
No.
Okay.
No.
That was a good one. There's a big contingent. There's a lot of debate over Cobra Law that belongs in G.I. Joe. Because it's like, is it too out there? Too crazy.
Okay.
Too sci-fi and too weird, This is one of the Cobra Law. This is the Cobra Law soldier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember him. He's got like somewhere he's got like this big blade.
Okay.
Like axe blade.
Yeah, see, that's what I liked about the movie so much is that it did get kind of like really dark and sci-fi.
Oh, okay.
I felt like, with like the Nemesis Enforcer and I don't know.
So you like it weird and sci-fi?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun. It makes it, I don't know, well, especially now, I feel like it adds more layers to it and makes it, I don't know, a little more adult in a way, just by creating like this whole, other universe that you could bring into it,
Right.
Like it's not just like this kind of military based, good versus evil, and now it's like there's these otherworldly elements kind of added in almost.
Right. Yeah, this is where we differ here because I'm more a fan of. I like the military.
Yeah.
I think it should be military fantasy. I'm very, very adamant about this shit. I will rage about this shit.
So no Cobra Law for you?
No, I appreciate Cobra Law because one of the things that it's one of those things where like it came out as like I was like, come on, Cobra Commander's a snake, dude. No, what I mean? It's like you made Cobra Commander a snake. It's stupid. But on the other hand, the design of them is incredible. Like this, like the weird like Cobra Law city and everything's like made out of animal parts and like insect or crustacean parts. You know what I mean?
That's better. That's way more fun.
I like terrorists. Man.
Yeah.
As a kid,
I know.
I wanted to play with terrorists.
That's that political side of you. You're really knee deep into that. I'm more into fantasy and make believe. I don't know if you feel like talking about it, but you have written a script that is kind of based on G.I. Joe that we haven't really.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Loosely, anyway.
Well, I started it. Yeah. I would like to do someday. We would make it's called Crimson Dogs. It's called. It's basically a Crimson Guard fan film.
Oh yeah.
So it's basically Reservoir Dogs with the Crimson Guard. I would love to make that someday. There's a lot of fan films actually out there. There's a lot of fan films out there.
Really?
Yeah, tons. Yeah. Huh. I did a whole review of all of them.
Oh, cool.
And, on the channel, I got like 20 fan films that I reviewed. People go all out. Like there's one that they spent like it's a full length, hour and a half long, 30 characters at least, whole thing, action scenes, sets, crazy. Wow. Crimson Archer, I think it's called.
Oh no.
Yeah, Crimson Archer. There's a lot. Oh, believe. That's the O-ring. So you remember
this is the O-ring.
The O-ring is basically the G.I. Joes die often, and you can see that one's repaired. You can actually see a little tiny piece of a fake rubber band.
Oh yeah.
Now you go and you buy O-rings on Amazon. That's how big.
Really?
That's how many
to repair
people
them?
like weird fucks like me there are. That actually is a business that just basically sells O-rings so jackasses in their 50s can repair their G.I. Joes.
Hey.
But back in the day, you had to do it with a rubber band. So he finally died.
Yep. Well, we know this Cobra Commander didn't make it. Check it out. He's done.
All right,
It looks like the racist bastard is in the lead right now.
Sorry for her, my Cobra Commander. Well, let's see. Oh, by the way, okay, so this is actually not the original His Tank.
No?
That is Megatron.
What?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, now you're going to get me all into Transformer talk when I know this is a G.I. Joe channel.
No, you can talk. We're talking about, I've been starting talking about other things.
All right.
I started talking about He-Man, Transform, all kinds of shit.
So I told you, I've been watching the movies with my son, the Transformer movies. And, I grew up with Megatron turning into a handgun.
Yeah.
You
can't have that anymore.
No.
Can't do that.
Exactly. Of course. You cross the line. You can't. Yeah. That's,
can't have a handgun.
Yeah. So now
No
in the
kids
movies,
for kids.
he's turned into a jet. He's turned into a tank.
Right.
He's like multiple things. And I miss him turning into a handgun and going into Soundwave's hand.
And some kid getting shot.
Yeah.
Holding him in public. Comes around the corner. Blam, kid.
It's not real.
Right, see if you can transform.
So this is a Transformer, huh? Man, well. How long is this show? It's gonna be a while. Oh yeah.
It's also one of the new ones. Whew. So fuck you.
So I see some hands, some arms down.
So yeah,
here.
they have a whole new line of G.I. Joe / Transformer hybrids, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at this. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And they're pretty cool.
Yep.
And they come with a couple. They'll come with like 1 or 2 G.I. Joes.
There he is.
Fit in there. Yeah. I'm telling you, man.
Okay. Well, this is not going to end well, folks. Those are his feet. Oh, wait.
Basically impossible.
Oh, no.
I think that's supposed to happen.
That's supposed to come off?
Yeah,
because this looks like...
This is not, yeah. There you go. All right. You're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
I think...
Maybe that goes back there. I don't know.
Yeah, these are made for like... You can tell all this shit is made for 50-year-old men. Because no child could do this shit.
No.
Like, unless your child is like a child prodigy. You know what I mean? This child is going to be one of those kids that graduates high school at 12.
Yeah.
They can't transform this shit.
No. This is crazy. Well, I got the gist down. Anyway, you can tell that's Megatron. These probably should go somewhere. What the hell? Oh, wait. That all connected now. Okay.
And also, the other thing is, like, no kids buying this shit. It was like $100. That shit was like $100 fucking dollars.
So, well, the Constructicons that I bought for my son to get Devastator. Well, first of all, I wasn't buying the actual Transformers version because that was like $700 or something to get all of them. Yeah, or $500.
Oh, all right. So what was it like?
So I had to buy the ones I bought were this knockoff version from Japan, and it basically looked exactly the same. It just didn't have the Decepticon symbol on them. So they were just kind of like blank. But they're the same color, same... They might have been a little easier to transform and not as intricate, But
which is good.
It's ridiculous. I was like, I'll take easier. I mean, look, I'm struggling here. But, I mean, he still loved it. And he's not going to get all, like, snobby on me. Like, this isn't the real thing. All right, so now Megatron's coming in.
That's pretty good, man. Honestly, it's not bad.
Murder everyone.
It's not bad. Yeah. You can't have a crossover between G.I. They're always trying to cross over G.I. Joe and Transformers. I mean, I think that doesn't end well for G.I. Joe. Mm-hmm. I think G.I. Joe is just
is that it's so unbelievable that these giant robots would come in there, and the military is able to like help the Autobots defeat. They would wipe out everyone. They would destroy everything. They're literally like throwing each other into buildings and knocking buildings down. It's like, come on.
This guy walking around.
You
never care about the people either.
Yeah, no.
You never like, oh, I want to see more of the people.
No.
In the Transformers movies, you're like,
no.
Give me the Transformers.
Exactly.
Just make the Transformers talk.
You can kill off Sam immediately.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Please kill Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Let's see. So what are these? So you remember the Dreadnoks?
Yeah, where are they?
So here we go. This is Buzzer. This is my personal favorite Dreadnok. Interesting enough, Buzzer was a journalist who went to.
Buzzer is actually the one I remember more.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
He went to study he went to study a biker gang in Australia, and he never came back. And he sort of lost his mind and just became a Dreadnok. So that's like his backstory, which is very cool.
Okay.
Then you got this is Zorana. Okay, she's a thirst trap.
She's what?
I said she's a thirst trap. I'm gonna say, all right, so that's just me. All right, there's a huge contingency of people who have like weird Baroness and Zorana and all of them, Lady Jaye fetishes.
Yeah.
Okay, most specifically the Baroness. Okay, a woman is in a tight ass black leather suit.
Oh yeah.
You know what are you gonna do? If you meet a girl in a tight ass black leather,
she knows what she's doing. She's in control.
Yeah, and she's got the glasses thing.
She's got Destro on a short leash.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, the glasses. I know. I love the glasses. You're gonna add a little like I don't know. You're gonna make her, a little intellectual,
like sexy light brown.
Yeah, exactly.
Kill you and kick your ass and shoot you with a sniper rifle. So yeah.
This is a Dreadnok too, right?
Yeah, that's Torch.
Yeah,
he's the dumbest. He's actually described.
Sorry, buddy.
It's described on his card that he's just like the most like disgusting human being.
He's got the chops too.
Yeah.
I rocked those once in a play.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see that working. Yeah, this is Ripper. These are the original three here: Buzzer, Ripper, and Torch. Like a little half shirt, like his little half shirt.
I know, showing the belly button.
Yeah. They're all he's Tasmanian. So they're all they're kind of like the scum of the earth,
G.I. Joe was very worldly though. That's awesome, like Australian from
Tasmania. Totally. Yeah, they're all over the place.
A lot of Asian characters.
Yeah. So let's see. You remember Lady Jaye? This is Lady
Jaye.
Oh yeah. This is her boyfriend Flint.
Here we go.
Who's one of my favorite. I'm personally a big.
I like Flint.
Fan.
I always liked Flint better than Duke.
Yeah, Duke is over. Duke.
I was more of a Flint guy.
Duke is like the most generic. Fucking character.
Yeah.
He's just not that exciting.
Yeah, he's like a poster boy.
Yeah, he's just he's fine, but he doesn't. Duke. Flint is like Duke, but more character, more interesting.
Yeah. Lady Jaye, riding.
Yeah, Lady Jaye. There's a cartoon. One of the episodes of the cartoon where she walks around with like a pink negligee on, and that is just that just destroys most. That's like sexual awakening for like a good portion
what are you doing?
Of the G.I. Joe. She's walking around Destro's castle and she finds this like weird cult.
Huh. Just expanded the demographic there for G.I. Joe.
Now you might remember Jinx also. You know. The Jinx character in the G.I. Joe movie.
Yeah.
Vehemently sexually harassed by Flint. No, by Falcon. Okay, this is Falcon. Remember Falcon? He's the... Okay? 100% sexually harasses her.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I think he might smack her ass at one point. Maybe I'm making that up. I'm drinking. But he legitimately sexually harasses her. And it's like one of those things, in the 80s, it was always like, if a guy sexually harasses a woman in Act 1... they're together in Act 3. Like she's like against it. She's like, don't sexually harass me.
Yeah.
Like Han Solo was like, he was like, nah. He's like,
it was all jokey.
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
But then she's like, no, screw you. But then like, no, Act 3, you come around.
It becomes this like flirty thing.
That's what you learned from the G.I. Joe movie. That if you just sexually harass a woman, eventually she'll eventually come around. Right? Good message for the kids.
Yeah. Exactly. So guys, when she says no, she really means yes.
She go around. Just keep going. Just persist. Persist.
Keep pushing it.
Oh, kidding. Okay, we're kidding. We're kidding. We're 100% kidding.
Yeah, we know the right thing now that we're all grown. Back then, it was all funny. I mean, you slap Jinx on the ass, she's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, she will fuck you up, man. She will. Let's see.
Most of these toys, they don't have much of a spine anymore.
No,
the O-ring. So I got them all like just straddling different things because they can't stand.
Did you have like a favorite character back in the day?
I definitely Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes was, I mean, and Cobra Commander. I loved Cobra Commander because, like I said, the version that fell apart over here with the big chrome face shield. He just always was like, there was a very scary element to him because of that kind of like mysterious thing where you didn't know what was behind the mask,
right?
You know, and I guess that's why I preferred that one because he almost has like a, you know, you get into like the comic booky like the Joker type of thing where it's like what's under there, you know, or like what happened to him? Is he even like a real person anymore? You know, like I don't know. I liked that kind of element of mystery.
He's rigged his helmet with explosives too, so if you take it off, you'll like blow up and kill everybody. Yeah, so you can't take.
I never knew that.
Yeah, they kidnapped him at one point. They captured him.
Yeah,
and they're trying to interrogate him, and he's just like, "Yeah, if you take my helmet off, it's gonna blow up." Which is like bad. Like he's like a bad.
Yeah,
he's like, I'll just blow my head off. I don't even care.
Sure,
you know?
Totally. Just that's very Joker-esque. You know, it's just like.
What are your feelings on Sergeant Slaughter? Remember Sergeant Slaughter?
I do.
You can't forget Sergeant Slaughter.
Were
you a wrestling guy at all?
Well, that's exactly what I was just going to say. Is unfortunately, I remember Slaughter more from WWF than GI Joe now.
Yeah.
Like you know, obviously when he came into WWF, I was like, oh, Sergeant Slaughter. So I knew him from GI Joe. But now thinking back, I don't really remember him in GI Joe. I just remember him from wrestling. Yeah.
No way. All right.
Yeah, like. Very
it's really funny because in G.I. Joe, like, he's a doughy man.
Yeah.
Right? In real life, he's not, like, there's little wrestlers.
He's not ripped like this guy.
No, he's not ripped at all. Like, he's a big dude, so he can kick my ass, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Still, he's like 80, but he can kick my ass.
Yeah.
But they say he's a lovely human being, by the way. He's supposed to be, like, one of the nicest people.
Oh, yeah?
But he's a doughy guy. He's not like, you know, you had, like, those wrestlers who were fat.
Yeah.
Fat guys, like Dusty Rhodes. They were kind of fat guys.
Yep.
But and they were
big boss man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they're just fat. They're like, how do they remain that fat after all that? You think they're exercising all the time?
Yeah, but they're also partying all the time too. They probably drank a lot of beer after and whooping it up.
Yeah, they maintained a body weight, very high body like fat.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was one of those. But in the cartoon of G.I. Joe, he is just superhuman. He is just like fucking jacked.
Yeah.
And he is like hurling shit across, you know. He's just super. He's absolutely superhuman.
The ultimate soldier.
Yeah. He's like absolutely like the most, you know, perfect, you know, warrior kind of soldier.
And was he kind of like above Duke and Flint and all them?
No. So it's really funny if you go to rank. Now you got like General Hawk is the official leader because he's a general.
I forgot about Hawk.
He's the leader.
Yep.
But if you go into like in the cartoon, Duke is sort of the leader. But if you go into ranking, then it becomes stupid, and you actually go to like military rank. Then like Colonel, there's like rando characters are way higher than Duke. But Flint definitely outranks Duke. So he's a warrant officer. He's a chief warrant officer. So as a chief warrant officer, you outrank the first sergeant, which is what Duke is, by a bit. But yeah, but there's all their characters that outrank him.
Fuck
so
you,
it's
Duke.
stupid.
Just kidding.
That's why they tried to kill him in the movie. They were going to kill him in the movie, but then about that story. They pulled back because they killed Optimus Prime in the Transformers movie, and like kids were crying.
And then they want the same result.
Yeah, and like moms were Karening Hasbro and like crying to Sunbow and scared, like, you killed my child is traumatized because you killed his hero. So they were
and
like,
Duke was the poster boy for
kind of.
Yeah, I mean that's who you always.
Their idea then was they were going to just transition him out. They're like, well, we had him. He's been around for 2 years. Now let's move into Falcon. Falcon's a new, and even like they would probably do the same with Flynn. It's like we get a new hero every few rounds.
Yeah,
but it didn't take because the moms complained. Back then there were Karens. There were Karens in the 80s. There've always been Karens.
Karens.
That's why Duke is still alive, because of Karens.
Yeah. Who's this guy?
That is an alley viper. So he is like an urban assault trooper. Yeah, so he wears orange inexplicably. Doesn't make any sense.
I got a thing for masks. I always liked the ones that were you couldn't see their face at all.
Oh yeah. Some of the Cobra soldiers. Now, have you seen any of the? I'll break out some of the old the new shit. All right.
Oh yeah.
All right. I just run a few of them here. But you might remember this, right?
Mm-hmm. Definitely remember this.
And this. Yeah.
Look at this guy. You see this here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you. Okay. Yeah. Now, these things. Here's some of the new ones. Now these are the 6-inch. These are the classified Firefly. Remember Firefly?
Firefly. Yep.
This is the new.
Look at this guy.
6-inch Firefly.
Yeah, the 6-inch guys are
Here's a 6-inch Sergeant Slaughter.
amazing. Oh, he's ripped.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah.
You can see like they made him to he towers over the others. These are exclusively bought by 50-year-old men, by the way. Like no child has ever even just attempted to buy
I would have
these.
loved to have this size when I was a kid. I mean, like the girls and boys got Barbie, big, and they had the Barbie-sized G.I. Joes back in the day, right? But they were like Barbies where they didn't have the bendable elbows. And
they bend. They bend.
Not like these though. Not as well.
They bend
as
pretty
this.
well.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. But they were like those were older than us. Those were like from the 60s.
Yeah, those are like the first. They made those before they made the little ones.
That's when we were like.
Yeah, you're right.
We weren't even. You weren't even born, and I was like, I had a couple of them because my cousin, who was like really into Star Trek, he gave me a few of them.
Yeah.
And so I still to this day I have like 3 or 4 of them.
Huh.
But yeah, they're crazy expensive, but they're.
Well, this is a good
You're right.
median. Yeah.
Yeah, so the detail of that, like a lot of people are really, there's a resurgence right now because the sculptors are kind of brilliant, and so it's like, see this guy.
There we go.
See the back? It's got a little drone. That's a little like vehicle. That's a Firefly. It's got a little vehicle drone, remote control, explosive car.
Sure, you can send that in.
Car, yeah, you can pull it off, and I think it's if you look at it, it has a little explosive on it.
Does it come off?
Cool. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so does the tire.
Oh yeah, so it works. Yeah.
That's cool.
So those are the details. So you can get them. The problem with getting them for your kids is each one's $25. So it's like
pull up right here next to.
When I go to my kids, take my kids to the toy store, I ain't spending $25 personally. I don't want to be spending $25. It's like too much.
No, yeah.
I'll spend it on myself.
You selfish prick.
Why the 3 kids, man? That's $75.
That's a lot.
That's $75 every time we go to the toy store.
I hear you.
No.
Mm-hmm. Just like everything else. Shit's got expensive.
He's one of the great villain characters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess he wouldn't be sending his drone in to kill Cobra Commander because he's on.
He might, because you can buy him. Yeah, he's buyable.
Oh.
All you gotta do is he's a mercenary, man. Just
Nice.
Whatever. He'll work for whoever.
Yep.
Doesn't care. That's why another thing that's interesting about
like
Cobra.
Deadpool.
Think about capitalism. Cobra is very much about capitalism.
Yeah.
Right? It's not about, like, most people working for Cobra are not there for ideology. They're there because they can make a little money.
Sure.
They want to, like, you know, not have a day job. That's
Every man for himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just like, this is what you do. What's the next movie?
Well, funny you should ask. We've got a film script that Mark and I have co-written called The Sand Trap that is in its very pre-production phase right now. But it's a fun horror comedy that is, I would say, part Caddyshack, part Shaun of the Dead, maybe.
Right.
Minus the zombies. Instead of the zombies, we have the occult. And it all takes place on a golf course, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're hoping. The aim is to shoot that in the fall of 2025. So pray for us that we can finance this thing and and get this thing going, because I it's a hell of a script. I think you and I write a good script together.
We wrote it together. Have you got any other projects going on right now?
I'm doing. I've been a part of this kind of short film series called The Signal.
Right.
Which is you can find that on YouTube. But it's
I'll post links.
Yeah. It's I'm purely an actor in it, but it's with a guy. His name's Sean Yapchik that wrote and directed it, and I've worked with him on other projects. And it's almost like he's created a feature film, but broke it up into chapters.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And it's really interesting.
So you're like being interrogated, I feel like, in the beginning.
The chapter that I'm in, I'm being interrogated. I'm basically. I'm starting to lose my mind. I'm extreme thoughts of paranoia. I think that everyone is out to get me. He's kind of created this story that is about heavily technology based, where it's not being able to trust what is out there and who's watching you, and like he thinks everyone's out to get him, and he thinks like people at his job are judging him and kind of like spying on him, and he's just starting to he's starting to crumble. He's losing it, and so in the scene that I'm in, he goes into this therapy session basically to get help, but then partway through the session, he starts realizing that even the therapist is on their side and is not there to help him at all. At least that's what he thinks. It's very interesting. You should check it out. And and we also have our company, JL Pictures, has an animated horror musical that's coming out soon. Gen Exponential.
Right, I co-directed that. My friend Christian over on Red Rock Kabashi wrote the music and directed. I co-directed with him, and that should be coming out relatively soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's kind of got a the rotoscope type of feel, animation, like a Waking Life, but it's fun. It's like I don't know.
It's like a big nostalgia ride too, because it's like this channel's all about nostalgia pretty much, and it's 90s nostalgia this 90s, time though. Yeah, 90s nostalgia from that time when I worked at a video store. Both Christian or Renoir Kabashi and I worked at a major video, and so it's set in 1999 when we both worked at that same video store, and it's basically about a girl who duplicates videotape and finds she's duplicated herself. Very bizarre. It's a musical. It's it's animated. It's super weird. So hopefully we'll be seeing that soon.
Yeah, it's got elements of like Shakespeare in it.
Yeah.
Hamlet,
it's weird,
and but it's brutal too. There's a lot of violence, and it's got this horror, element. But it's also a musical.
Yeah.
We kind of hit all the marks in this one.
Weird. It's pretty weird.
And but everything I've seen so far looks fantastic. So be on the lookout for that. And
that's what we got going on. So all right.
Along with playing with toys.
Yeah. So you have a favorite memory of toy or Christmas opening up? What was the best?
Oh man.
Best.
I'm trying to remember because I'm trying to remember a G.I. Joe memory more. I mean, my G.I. Joe memories are mostly just creating those scenes in the backyard. Like I would literally scoop up a bunch of the one. I mean, I didn't have close to the collection that you have here. I had a decent amount, enough to make a battlefield scene. But I'd have them perched up on the fence and climbing down, and like I said, I would build a little lake, and it was just a blast. Do you think that we are capable of using our imagination the way we did when we were kids to create those scenes and stuff?
I think we are. Yeah, I think for some reason somebody told you you should stop playing with toys, and it tells us that we should stop. I don't know if we should stop. I don't know. Every once in a while, I'll break them out. I'll bring my kids in. We'll have a big giant battle. I buy all the new shit. We'll have this massive battle. They'll bring in their shit. They're into this Demon Slayer, which is a totally new.
What's Demon Slayer?
Demon Slayer is what kids are into now. Nothing is new. There's nothing new anymore, right? The only things that are new are created in Asia. Mm-hmm. Right, so Demon Slayer is an anime. That's what they're into. It's wicked, gory. It's samurais fighting ninjas. Fighting demons and shit. But we'll bring in Demon Slayer, bring in G.I. Joe on massive battles, and I'll get lost.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll get lost in it, and I'll be fighting. I don't mind. I will have them fight. I'll be I'll forget where I'm at, and I'll be having a big old battle. I didn't buy these things to put them on a shelf.
No way.
So I can. So you can, yeah. Well, you and I, that's we were always trying to imagine something, right?
Yeah, I mean, or essentially playing with toys in a different way when we're making movies.
Right.
We are the toy, I guess.
Nice. All right.
Stayed on.
I think we got it.
Yeah.
All right. So that was adults playing with toys. Let me know if you enjoyed this, or should do it again, or any more, or with different toys. We might even try
different toys.
Yeah, we might bring some Transformers in.
Yeah.
We might bring in some masks.
I have a feeling people are going to be.
He-Man.
They're going to want. I have a feeling people are going to want us to actually play with the toys, not just talk about
all
it.
Right, all right.
They're going to want us to set up a real scene and get all into the story and have them fight. You motherfucker! Anyway.
All right. So I think to end it, we gotta I think the one thing you gotta do before you leave, you already done a bunch, is you gotta make somebody go pew pew with a machine gun.
Oh yeah.
So
my guy.
Yeah, we go.
He's gonna
So
take
us out with a
take
pew
out
pew.
the racist Cobra Commander. Pew 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 pew. No. Yes. Hey, what's up, baby?
That doesn't really fit him very well, does it? Yeah.
There we go.
All right. Adults playing with toys.
Yeah.
See you later.
Thank you. Nice, man. That was fun.
That was pretty fun.